we've got to get this out without causing any issues to the cylinder. This is going to be the tricky bit. I'll show you a little trick on how to get these out, hopefully. This is going to be the bit that we want to go right, so I just don't want it to twist the cylinder. Solid. Oh. Right, welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody is well. I'm going to kick this little intro off. Please don't go anywhere. This is really important. I'm going to kick this intro off by asking you to all click the link down in the description for this. Now, this is a petition that has been set up by Schweb, the gas expert. He's got a channel on YouTube. He's a good friend of mine. He set this up to basically try and ban the sale of power tools at car boot sales. The thinking behind it is, if we can stop where these stolen tools from people's vans are being sold, it's going to help the demand, the supply and demand sort of effort for it. So with this in place, it's currently got, I think at the moment, it's got just around 20,000 signatures, which is amazing. But if we can get 100,000 signatures on this petition, it means that it will be going up in front of Parliament and something will hopefully, touch wood, be done about it. So the link is in the description. It literally takes 3 minutes, if that, to just fill it in, click the button, register with your email address, and it's done. Everybody can make a difference with this. So get on board with this. Link is in the description to click onto it. Please, please, please get onto it. It's going to make, hopefully, a bit of a difference in it. We can stop that demand, then the supply is not going to be there. So please go and hit that in the description. So anyway, on to today's video. We are at a customer of mine's house. They've recently had a shower. They're an elderly couple. They're getting on a little bit. So they've recently had the bath, from what I can tell, the bath taken out and a shower area put in. They had a pump put into it, but it didn't really work with the system. They're having an issue with the hot water. So what I put to them was to remove the pump they've got in, put a bigger pump in, a universal twin pump in there, a salamander pump that's going to feed the shower, hot and cold, and also the hot water outlets, because you'll see in the video just how rubbish the pressure and the flow on the hot water is. Now, it's a bungalow, so there's no head of water. So the pump that we're putting in is the universal pump, so it's got a little pressure vessel on the top. So hope you enjoy this video. Take a look. As always, drop me a comment below. Make sure you hit that link in the description and sign that petition. Please, it's going to make a massive difference to us all as tradespeople. Hope you enjoy the video. Drop me a comment. Get subscribed to the channel if you're not, and I will catch you on the next one. So then, today's little job is one that I think most people look at and go, could be a bit of a pain, this. We've got to take this out and we've got to put in an S-flange, a salamander S-flange, into this cylinder, because we're going to be fitting this universal salamander pump to feed the shower that's in there. And the issue is with the 3 basins that we've got. So let me talk you through just what the problem is before I show you exactly what we're going to do. Now, we're in a bungalow, and this is the hot water pressure. Absolutely crap. They've got this tap here, and they've also got this tap here, water pressure. That's the hot, absolutely rubbish. And they've also got this tap here. This is the only taps they've got. That's the cold, and that's the hot. Now, they've recently had this shower put in, mixer shower, and the people that put the shower in have fitted a salamander CT force pump in here, straight off the cylinder. I say, I haven't done any of this. They've come off the cylinder here, straight down, in, off, and that's feeding the shower. So the shower pressure's fine because it's coming off this pump. However, they've connected it in. I'm not saying a word. Hasn't got an S-flange in it. So basically, an S-flange works like that, goes into the top of the cylinder. The tube at the bottom pulls water out. You imagine that being in there. The tube at the bottom, the holes in there, are pulling water from this part of the cylinder. Sometimes you can get air trapped into the top of the cylinder here. If you don't fit an S-flange, the air can get into there, run down into the pump. That's what eliminates that. So we've got to fit that, but to do that, we've got to take this fitting off the top of the cylinder, which can cause issues with it. So we'll see how we go with that. But touch wood, we should be fine. Going to put that in, then we're going to run up. We're going to put this universal pump up there on top of that airing cupboard shelf, and we're going to go off and feed the shower. So we're going to take this pump out, feed the shower, and then feed the 3 hot outlets, all off that Salamander RP75 TU universal pump. So first thing we've got to do, get the water off, get the hot water drained out, and I'll show you a little trick on how to get these out. Hopefully it's going to come out. So I've got all the taps open. I'm running the shower, as you can hear, with the pump running, just because the flow out of the taps is that slow. It's going to take forever to empty this cylinder. So we're running the pump just to completely suck it all out of the cylinder, and then when that's done, we'll be able to tackle getting the S-flange in the top there. But we've got, so that's the gate valve for the feed to the cylinder. As we all know, you never ever touch gate valves, ever. If they, you know, you can feel that it's not going anywhere, so no. Best bet is to completely leave them. So we've also been up in the roof and checked the tank's big enough in the roof. It's an 80-gallon tank, I think, up there. So it's more than good enough to feed that shower and feed these 3 basin taps that are here, because obviously if you're pumping a system, you've got to make sure it can keep up with the demand coming out the cylinder and also keep up with the demand coming from the header tank into the shower. There we go, water stopped now, coming out of all the taps. So with the water completely drained down now, what I'm going to do is start dismantling this here and get the pump out. Now we've got to get this out without causing any issues to the cylinder. This is going to be the tricky bit. Now always leave the cylinder full and crack these with the water still inside the cylinder, because it just keeps the form of the cylinder a little bit solid, so it just gives you more of a chance to sort of crack that off and get it out. Failing that, we'll have to get some heat on it, but hopefully we can get it out. There is some sort of grip marks here, so whether they tried to fit one when they did this and that's why they've come straight off there without touching that, I don't know. But we want to get the S-flange in there, so let's have a go at doing that. So we'll start off by disconnecting that. Let's turn off these 2 valves that they've put on there. First off, let's crack open this and see if we can drain any water out that may be just sitting in the pipes into this Gorilla tub. I've got a little bit left in there still. There we go. We'll do the same with the hot. Now this is coming from that lever valve from the top of the cylinder, so that at least when we drain that, we know we're drained to this point here. Didn't really do a lot, I don't think. Nah, there we go. So at least we know now we're up to this point here. So what I'm going to do is disconnect these off here and try and get this undone. Right, I've wedged the camera up there, so hopefully you're going to be able to follow it the whole way. Let's start by disconnecting here and here. Should only be a little bit of water around here. There we go. Let's leave that there. Let's disconnect that one off there. So I've got the aquavac here. I don't want to take too much water out because I want to try and keep the pressure a little bit in there, but I just want to stop it dripping. This is going to be the bit that we want to go right. So we're trying to get this out the top of the cylinder so we can put the S-flange in. I just don't want it to twist the cylinder. Fucking hell. Solid. Oh, It's going. Oh, look at that. Right, I think we may have got it. There we go. Now we are going to have obviously water from there to there, so we're going to get a little bit of water come out, but it's always best, as I said, to leave this full, because then it will just put a little bit of pressure on here and hopefully save you splitting the cylinder. There we go. Perfect. Let's get that there. There we go. I think the vat's probably pulled a fair bit of it in. So there we go. Right then, we're now going to get the S-flange into the cylinder. Sits straight in. I've got to tape it up, but I'm just going to show you. Straight in like so, and then screws into there. So what we'll do, we'll get some tape around this, get it made up into the cylinder, and we can work from there. So people, I have so many different ways of putting these on. This is how I do it. It's how I've always done it. I always put a bit of paste around there like so. Then put the little washer, the fibre washer on. Then a little bit more paste, like so. And then what I'm going to do now is use some Loctite 55 around the thread and then put it straight into the cylinder. At the end of the day, you want it so it's not going to leak. It's not going to cause you any issues. And for me, this is a tried and tested way of doing it. So with that taped up, pasted up, let's pop it back in, make sure that's all fine. Yeah, we're all good there. Put that in. Tighten it in, and to be honest, that is the most awkward part of doing something like this. The rest of it is obviously the pipe work and setting the pump in. So we haven't got to worry about immersion heater with this, we can come straight off. What we've got to do now is come off the top here with the vent. So I'm going to run a new vent pipe in, because this is the existing vent and feed. It comes off the cylinder, and where it goes through in the ceiling here, it comes, there's a T just above the ceiling there, it comes off to feed them taps. So what I'm going to do is run a new vent pipe up and out, and then I'm going to use this pipe into here. But where we disconnect it from the vent in the roof, I'm going to cap it off, and then that pipe then will go off to feed the taps, and once the pump's in to the shower as well. So what we'll do, we'll cut it off probably about here. We'll come off here with new 22mm up into the pump, out the pump onto that and away. Vent's going to come off the top, and then the cold. This is the cold feed for the shower, so that can come in off the top of the pump, off to the cold to the shower. And then what we'll do, we'll just tee off the feed coming out the pump and onto the shower hot. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to mount the pump at the back here. So I'm just going to cut this shelf here so we can take this front bit out so I can get to the back easy enough. But for now, we'll concentrate on getting this out. I'm going to take this pipework out, take this pipework out, get it cut back, and then we can work from there. So then I've trimmed this shelf down now so we can set the pump on the back here, and we can work in this sort of area here leading over to get to the pump. Cut this pipe down here, got all this ready here, so I'm just about to start making this pump up. So Salamander RP75TU universal pump, it's got the little pressure vessel on the top. Just means that it can be situated either down low, halfway up here. Because this is a bungalow, if I haven't already said we're in a bungalow, that's probably why we haven't got much head of water, no water pressure, because the tanks, where the outlet of the tank is, the hot water pipe that's running across the ceiling is probably only 200 mil below that, so the gravity and the pressure of the water is, there's literally nothing there. But hence why we're going to be fitting this. So we need to make up this pump. Now I'm not sure, let's have a quick look which is the inlet. I assume the inlets are on the side on this. Inlets, yeah, on the side. So you've got a little schematic here. Inlets, hot inlet on the right, we're going to put the hot there anyway. Inlet there, outlet out the top. So the inlet on this one, let's put the filter on so we don't have any crap going into the pump. So that's the inlet, and then obviously straight out the top. We don't need a filter coming out because we're filtering it coming in. So I'm just going to put these in now, just so we can offer the pump into position and we know where we're at. Filter, gauze, inlet for cold. And cold out. So obviously we're coming out in 22 mil on this. The shower's been piped in 15 mil. I'm not here to replace all the pipework to the shower, but it shouldn't be too much of an issue. That's the pump made up. Let's offer it now up into position up there and see how we're looking for room. So I've offered the pump up into position. What I'm going to do with this is, because these are the inlets on the side, this is the inlet for the cold, this is the feed for the cold, I'm going to put that like that, so we're straight into the cold here. Then we can come off here. I'm going to take it in copper straight up through the ceiling and connect onto these pipes out of the way, just to get rid of this plastic here. Going to go straight up in 22 mil, and we can connect on up in the roof so it's out of the way, which will be perfect. And then with this, with the hot, I'm going to spin this round so it's coming down through here, and then we can come straight out of our cylinder here and straight in. It will just save a lot of pipe work inside this cupboard. So I think that's how I'm going to do it. I don't see any issue with it. I don't think there's a problem with running them that way and that going straight down off the cylinder, because at the end of the day it's coming through there, and then it's got the outlet there which will connect back onto that, and then the outlet there will be off up. But what we've got to do is also come off there to pick up the hot for the shower as well. So I'll probably just tee it there straight up through the ceiling again for that. Then we can connect the shower up in the roof to just get rid of some of this pipe work, because it doesn't look great, does it? So first things first, we'll cut this, press an elbow on straight into there, and then I'm going to trim a little bit of this out here and drop that through, come off the cylinder and connect onto there.
to get the most out of betting with us responsibly.
So then we've been cracking on a little bit. I've put the 2 outlets up through the ceiling. I've connected the cold inlet. The hot inlet now is just down to here. I'm going to get this 15mm because it's not feeding anything. It's a bit of a dead leg. I'm going to cap that off up in the roof. Let's get some paste on this and it can pop into the bottom of our S-flange there. It goes straight up into the pump there. So I will paste it up, but just to hold it there. And then we can come off here. Now I was going to use this as my hot feed, but what I'm going to do now is clean this up, come down off that, and that's going to be my vent. So where that goes up, I'm going to cap it off upstairs and then come off onto our hot pipe that's coming out the pump there, up in the roof. Now, I'm going to try and film stuff in the roof, but the roof is that tight up there, it's unreal. So we might struggle a little bit, but what I'm going to do now is get that on and connected, and then hopefully get the water back on for them, and then we can go up into the roof and get what we need to do up there. But yeah, we're also going to take these plastic pipes out, lose them in the roof as well, so it's tidied the cylinder cupboard up a little bit. Right then, we're just about done inside here. We've got everything pointing up there, so I'm going to go up into the loft now, but I'm not going to be able to film it because, let me just show you how tight this loft is. Here's the tanks I've got to get right down that far end there. So I've got to take some fittings with me and some tools and whatever to get down the back there, so it's just going to be a massive faff. So I'll shoot down there, get that connected up there, then hopefully with a bit of luck we can get it all connected in, fill back up and test it out. So then I'm absolutely sweating buckets, just been in that roof. It's not built for someone my size, but we've got it done, it's all connected up. We've got everything done in here, so what I'm going to do now is turn the water back on. So the cold's on, we're just waiting for the hot. It's filling the tank up in the roof, and then in turn it's going to, so it's going to drop down then, fill our cylinder up. Just want to make sure the connections here are all okay. I've got that cold feed turned off to the pump at the minute, and I've got the hot turned off to the pump that side. So we're going to connect the power up to it. I've got a little bit of an extension to go on there, so we can utilise that plug socket that's in. I've also took that old cold 15mm pipe out as well. And then we can get some water into the pump, pull it all through, pull the water through, and then get the power onto it and check everything's all alright. But I'm going to go out in the van now, cool down a little bit, because I'm absolutely sweating my bits off. So the water's finished filling now, header tank in the roof's all filled up. So what we can do now is turn on the hot to the pump that side, the cold to the pump that side. Then we've got the 2 valves up the top there. So what we want to do first of all is pull a bit of water through without the pump running, just so we know we've got water through to save it. There we go. So that's just coming through now without the pump running, just to sort of prime the pump up a little bit. So we'll leave that running for 5 minutes or so, just to make sure there's water running all through the pump, all through the pipe work. And then what we'll do, we'll flip the pump on. Turn off for a second. What we'll do then, flip the pump on, get some power to it, and see what it comes out of the taps like, because we know the shower's going to be spot on. There we have it. I've just given it a quick test through. Everything's up and running here. I'm going to sort that electric cable out shortly, but everything inside the airing cupboard is spot on and how we want it. So let me show you now just what the hot water was like. So before, I'll put a little clip on it now. This is what it was like before. This is the hot water pressure. Absolutely crap. And this is what it's like now. So when the customer comes in, pops a hot tap on, pump kicks in, there you go. How much better is that? I'll just go and show you the bathroom ones now. This is the bathroom one. So as you've seen before, it was just barely trickling out. This tap here, water pressure, that's the hot. Absolutely rubbish. Now, if anything. Too powerful. That one there, and then also they've got this little one here as well. This tap here, this is the only taps they've got. That's the cold, and that's the hot. Open it up, pump kicks in, away you go. And as well as that, the shower, perfectly running fine as well. So, all in all, good result. So the Salamander RP 750 TU universal pump, up in the back of the airing cupboard, straight off the cylinder, S-flange in, everything's fine, working a treat. So yeah, customer can finally get nice hot water and be able to fill a bowl up in less than a week. So yeah, everyone's happy. If you've enjoyed that or you've gained anything from it, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. As always, drop me a comment below and I'll get back to you. But yeah, as for now, we're just about done. So I'll catch you on the next one.